Australian partner visas. To apply for a partner visa, also known as a spouse visa, spousal visa or a de facto visa, you must be either married to or in a de facto relationship with an Australian citizen, an Australian permanent resident, or an eligible New Zealand citizen. Once you have been granted a temporary partner visa, you can both work and study in Australia. However, you are not eligible for Austudy until you have been granted the permanent partner visa. Stages for partner visas. Applying for a partner visa is a two-stage process. You apply for a temporary and permanent visa at the same time. In other words, one application and one application charge. If the application is successful, you are granted a temporary partner visa. This visa remains in place until a decision is made on your permanent partner visa application. This happens approximately 2 years after you first applied for your partner visa. If all things are fine, you will then be granted a permanent partner visa and will be a permanent resident of Australia. Eligibility. Married couples. If you marry inside Australia, your marriage must be legal under Australian law. If you are married or intend to marry outside Australia, and that marriage is valid in that country, it will usually be recognised as a valid marriage under Australian law. Exceptions. Same-sex marriages, underage marriages, or polygamous marriages. To be eligible for a partner visa on the basis of your marriage, you must be either sponsored by your spouse, who is an Australian citizen, an Australian permanent resident, or an eligible New Zealand citizen. You must be legally married to the sponsor. You must show that you and your partner have a mutual commitment to a shared life as a married couple to the exclusion of all others. You must show that you have a genuine and continuing relationship. You must show that you are either living together or not apart on a permanent basis. And you must meet health and character requirements. De facto couples. To apply for a partner visa based on a de facto relationship, you need to show that you have been in a de facto relationship for 12 months or more prior to lodging the application. Eligibility. You need to be sponsored by your partner, who is an Australian citizen, an Australian permanent resident, or an eligible New Zealand citizen. You must not be related by family. You must be both at least 18 years of age. You must show that you and your partner have a mutual commitment to a shared life as a married couple to the exclusion of all others. You must show that you have a genuine and continuing relationship. You must show that you are either living together or not apart on a permanent basis. And you need to show that you and your partner have been living in a de facto relationship for at least 12 months prior to lodging an application. And you must meet health and character requirements. Note that the 12-month period may be shortened to 6 months if you are able to register your relationship with your State Department of Birth, Deaths and Marriages. Temporary partner visa, which is the subclass 309 or the subclass 820. If you lodge your partner visa application outside of Australia, you must also be outside Australia when the visa, subclass 309, is granted. If you lodge your application inside Australia, you must also be in Australia when the temporary partner visa, subclass 820, is granted. Entitlements. If you are granted a temporary partner visa, you will be able to work in Australia. You will be able to study, but you will not be eligible for Austudy until you have been granted the permanent partner visa, which is the subclass 801 or the subclass 100. You will be entitled to apply for Medicare. You will be entitled to multiple entry travel to Australia. Approximately 2 years after you make your partner visa application, you will be contacted directly by the department and assessed for the grant of the permanent partner visa, either the subclass 100 or the subclass 801. If you have been granted a temporary partner visa but now have a dependent child who you wish to migrate but was not included in your partner visa application, you can now apply for a dependent child visa. If your circumstances change, immediately notify the Department of Immigration in Australia. That is, if you have a child with your partner, or if your relationship breaks down, or if you change your passport, or if you change your address. Permanent Partner Visa, Subclass 100 and 801. If you lodged your Permanent Partner Visa outside Australia, you can be in or outside Australia when the Permanent Partner Visa, Subclass 100, is granted. If you lodged your Permanent Partner Visa inside Australia, you can be also inside or outside Australia when the Permanent Partner Visa, Subclass 801, is granted. In most cases, permanent residence is granted more than 2 years from when you lodged your application. You may, however, be granted a permanent visa earlier if you have been in a partner visa relationship with your partner for 3 years or more, or 2 years or more if you and your partner have a dependent child of your relationship. Whether this will happen or not will be decided by the department or by the embassy when the application is decided. Thank you.